Hello, everyone, viewers, and one and all. We are here together celebrating the launch of an upcoming bestseller, The Dream Chasers. We are here with Mr. Vipul Mittra, the author of The Dream Chasers. And here's a set of questions I'm sure all of you want to hear. Hello, Mr. Mitra. I want to ask you, first of all, that your first book ever, the Pyramid of Virgin Dreams, has already been a bestseller. How does it feel?
It feels nice, but I've never written with the idea that it will become bestseller. I always write for myself, I write from the heart. I write at my own pace, which is very leisurely because I'm not a full-time author. But if it becomes a bestseller, it feels very nice, certainly.
And what inspired you to write The Dream Chasers?
I basically wanted to write about the youth, the modern youth, their dreams, their aspirations, their desires, the fantasies, and I wanted to relate to them in a way which is very humorous. It should be a it should be a light read. It should not be a heavy read. It should not be a book which is about self-help kind of a thing, but it has to be a fiction. It become a fad to chase your dreams, and the youth sometimes become confused between the dream and the fantasy. Basic idea of writing this book is to bring across the message that every dream is not worth chasing. In fact, every dream is not dream actually. There are many dreams which are fantasies. There are many dreams which are just, mind waves. So you need to chase those dreams which have been dreamt with your eyes open, not while sleeping. You want to chase those dreams where you have really thought through the dream and you're sure that 10 years down the line you're happy living that dream. You should not just chase any dream. So I wanted to weave a story around characters drawn sometimes from real life, sometimes from narratives told by others, things like that, where people are little confused. The youth, the friendship, the crazy things they do, as you see in the book. And end of the session of the college, they're all disoriented. They're not clear what is the dream which they need to chase. For example, chasing girls is a dream for some of them. You know, for one or two guys, doping is a dream. Things like that. So he feels I want to be on my own. I want to have fun. I want to just chill out. So I want to give a message that that is just a mind wave, which is for a short period of time and probably it will go away. So that's the message, and I wanted to give that message in a very humorous way, where the readers and the youth can relate to it.
Right. Your first book, Pyramid of Virgin Dreams, took you 10 years to write, and this one took 2 years to write. So, is there a particular time frame, or being a bureaucrat, how do you really manage your time to write and give to your work?
I think writing happens in a spontaneous way. I don't write with a mission. I don't write thinking that okay, today is Sunday. I'll sit and write from 8 to 12 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't happen like that. There's sometimes when I get up middle of the night, maybe at 4 o'clock, and I get inspiration to write and can probably keep writing for 4 5 hours at a stretch. Many times I don't write for 12 to 15 days because the inspiration is lacking. But basically, I find time when I'm traveling, I go for these long duties for election work, and many times when I'm sitting in conferences on the back benches, sometimes, scribbling away ideas, probably and what is being discussed is not related to my field, or I find myself mentally alienated from what is happening, then I kind of write in those moments. So books emerge naturally. So whenever I surrender to the story happens. But whenever I try to, make an effort to write, it doesn't happen. So writing is that's why the first book took actually 7 years to write and 3 years to find a publisher, and to rewrite and to improve the draft, things like that. The second book has taken me close to 3 years to write and get published I hope the next one is even faster than that.
We hope for the same. There's one more question I'd like to ask. Which of the part of the process do you find the most daunting? Is it the creative part, the writing, or is it publishing it, or is it promoting it?
I think promoting it is something which is, kind of difficult for me because I don't know how to, you know, go across to people in a way which is, you know, which others can do. People who are into the field full time. Full-time authors have better way of doing it. At the same time, I find typing out on the laptop a bit tiring, because you really got to sit in the position and type out. So many times the process of typing is cumbersome and it actually draws you out of the creativity many times. So other than that, everything is wonderful. I love the idea. In fact, sometimes I even write in moving car, I type it out. My office to home distance takes me 45 days every day. So I've kept a small cushion in the car and I keep it on my lap and put the laptop on it and type it out, regularly. Keep doing that. Sometimes one paragraph, sometimes half a page, things like that.
That's a lot of effort right there. Um, I have read the book. I find it lovely. It's very youth centric, and also it has all the elements that one would need for making a film, if I say it so. So, are we seeing this film? Are we seeing this book already to be made into a film?
I sent the book to some of my friends in the industry. For example, I've sent it to Tigmanshu Dhulia, the renowned director. I've sent it to Vishal Bharadwaj also. I've sent it to, Manmohan Shetty. They're reading it. Basically, they find right now the response has been very good, but I believe it will take some time. Let the become, let the book become actually a bestseller. Once it becomes bestseller, people have read it, then it's much easier to make a film on that. Because if the book is bestseller, you can actually reach out very fast to the audiences as a filmmaker. And the filmmaker has to find substance in it and it has to match with his vision. The director has to do it, and that's why this time we made a promo of the film. You would have seen it, and so it's much easier for the filmmakers to relate to the promo and visualize what they can do about it.
I see that you keep up with your followers, your readers, very strongly on the social networking site. Would you have a message to give to your readers, please?
I would say that stay connected, of course, and I think I would love to have feedbacks, both good and bad, from people, from my readers, because that is the way you grow creatively. You know, uh, I would also like to tell the youth that, or kind of, suggest to the youth that when you work, when you study, keep in mind that you need to chase your dreams, but you got to think through the dream. You have to be dreaming with your eyes open, dream with your mind on. Heart is just a pump. It is the mind which matters, and the moment you're able to visualize from your mind's angle, you can really dream very clearly. That is what I want to bring across through this book. Because after couple of films, for example, like Three Idiots, you've seen the great movie, but people don't construe it correctly. Sometimes youth feels that anything which comes to their mind is a dream, and we should chase that. They feel that whatever the elders say is always bad or wrong. Whatever I feel like doing, I do it. So impulse is not dream. Fantasy is not dream. These are just impulses and fantasies which are momentary. Dream is something which is your passion. It is so inbuilt in you that it drives you to achieve something. For example, for you, maybe becoming an MC was a dream which you're following it so nicely and doing great job at it, because you were clear, I want to be there, an MC. So the moment the youth is clear on that, distinguish between dream and fantasy, distinguish between mind and heart, I think it's going to be a great thing, and that is the message. So Three Idiots and the idea of chasing your dreams blindly, which actually is not there in the movie, but sometimes youth construes it like that. So I wanted to take people a little away from that idea. and they should be able to visualize the difference and think objectively, dream objectively, and chase the dreams aggressively once they've dreamt it with their eyes open.
Thank you. Since you mentioned it, and I'm sure looking at the cover, most of the youth readers are going to have the same question as how different is it from Three Idiots, or what are the common things between this book and Three Idiots? So what is the difference? What's the thin line of difference?
I think in Three Idiots, the youth, the three young men are very clear of what they want to do in life. While in my book, they're very confused right in the beginning, which is actually closer to reality. I don't think the youth is so clear in their mind when they're studying, particularly what they want to do. They're toying with many ideas. So, Three Idiots is very straight-jacketed approach. I know that I want to be a photographer. My father doesn't want me to become a photographer, and I really want to work against that. And I'm not happy about it, and I try to do something about it. Well, in my book, the characters want to, have different mind waves and fantasies and dreams and aspirations, and they're very confused. So by the end of the term, they decide to reunite. They meet as a reunion, which is planned exactly after 1 year. And when they move out of the college, they decide that, okay, let's go out into the real world. Let us follow what we feel is our dream. And then come back and meet after 1 year again at the same place, which you saw in the promo also. So once they decide to come back and meet after 1 year, and they tested and tasted the real life, you know, world around them, then they realize that what we had in mind was actually not the dream; it was a fantasy, and we were confused. And this is what I want to do, and we should follow that. So there is a change, of course. We have to be available to the idea that we can change our courses in life. There's nothing like there's no dream or there's nothing like saying that I will not change. This is what I want to do. This is what I feel is right, and I'll just do this. So we have to be open to the ideas. We have to be open to the world around us, to the practicality of dreaming, of the dreams, and then follow them. That's the whole idea of the book.
Who's your favorite character I'm keeping on saying film. So who's your favorite character of the book?
My favorite character is Sandy. He's having all the fun all the time in the book, and he really is lighthearted. He knows what to do in life, and he's also advising others. He's like the agony aunt, you'd say, or agony uncle to the others. So he's my favorite character. He's very funny, he's very humorous, and he's also very sportive in nature. So he's a great guy.
So here's the book, The Dream Chasers, with a different tinge and taste of the college life, and quite the stark difference of how life is in college and how life is in reality, with Mr. Vipul Mitra's super untouched, uncolored, and unadulterated humor, with the best weaving you can have of real lives in a fictional story. Congratulations, Mr. Vipul Mitra, once again, and I'd just like you to convey to our readers how they could get in touch with you.
Thank you, Ishita, and I'm sure if you bought the book, you've seen the addresses behind it, the social media network, which is available there, the Twitter account. You can get in touch with me on Facebook. You can get in touch with me on the Twitter. You can also mail to me. All the things are given in the back of the cover. And once you read the book, do write to me, because I'll really read what you write, and probably it'll help me gauge whether my own writing and the writing style is actually what people like or not. And probably I'll, in my next book, try to incorporate those suggestions and probably modify that so that I am more attuned to being connected with the readers in a better way. But I'm sure majority will love reading the book, and majority will write to me, and I'll respond. Looking forward to that, Ishita.
A bureaucrat by profession and a very down-to-earth writer. He's not a writer for himself, he's a people's writer. So please write into. Until then, get on that Vespa and dream on till your dream comes true. Thank you.